Hey, it's Bill coming at you from Santa Monica, California. I still haven't come up with anything better than that. It's Monday morning here. Whole weekend, they call it a heat wave. We hit maybe 80, 85. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is a heat wave, I'm in the right place. I already know I'm in the right place for my mind and body. But anyway, somebody reminds me that it's only 20 miles that way, and it's a desert that's 120. Oh yeah, I forgot that part. You wouldn't know it sitting here. I would love to have seen what this looked like back in 1800s, because you'll see place markers near the bus stops and such, especially at the train stops. It'll tell you all sorts of things about everything from Los Angeles to, obviously Hollywood, all of it. Everywhere you go, there's something telling you something. The La Brea tar pits are just north of me a little bit. Been there. That's cool. So, it's literally a hot spot of activity. And then south of us is San Diego, 2 hours away. And north of us is San Francisco. And I've been there, but I didn't really pay attention. I was drinking, so I didn't much care about it. It wasn't my job to drive. So I didn't pay much attention, but I'd say it's 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours. Man, I didn't get to stop in Seattle. There, we were headed for Seattle, but I did get to see it from the highway. About all I could say. I didn't even see the bridge. He said that's deserted. Oh, that speck? Yep. But I am going to go back up. I want to see the sequoias, and I'm going to go up. In fact, I have my friend that sleeps in her car. Her and I have made plans to go up to the sequoias as soon as we get some tires on our car. There's a pickup truck here. It's not... in New Hampshire, it's two-wheel drive. That's the only drawback in New Hampshire. That truck, in the condition the condition it's in, it's easily a $1,500 to $2,000 truck, and they abandoned it. I don't know yet. Tomorrow we'll find out, because the police will be by, but that's going... I've seen better being scrapped out. Well, they don't scrap it out. They just take on that one, they took the cat, and I didn't open the hood or anything, but there is the reservoir for a power steering pump. So that's either was brand new. There's no way they pulled the motor. So something about that particular, or it's just left over when they replaced the old one. It's got a brand new water pump in it or something. I don't know. There's a piece of it laying on the ground, the old one. And like I said, the cat's missing. Other than that, and I looked through the window, it's 200,000 miles almost exactly on it. But out here, that's nothing. Literally nothing. As long as, and it's not dented, rusted, nothing. And they'll scrap it. Anyway, on to what was I thinking about today? Oh, I'm gonna do working on my bike, but I remembered that the truck getting scrapped out. There was actually one that I was going to find out how to. There's got to be a way to claim it, and then file for whatever title you need to do. There's got to be a way to do it. So I was gonna find out with the one because it was perfect. I don't know if it dumped or not, but it was a Toyota with the box on the back, not the box, but the rack that comes off, so it could be a flatbed, or you can stick the sides in, and it was perfect for hauling junk. And Toyota front linkage on the steering had been broken or taken apart. I couldn't tell, it didn't matter. So it couldn't steer or anything like that. Well, you couldn't even steer one wheel. Yeah, but I had like 5 friends of mine push it where I thought it was safer, and it was towed in like 3 days. So by the time I figured out what's going on, it was gone. It had like 15 tickets on it. If I'd left it where it was, it would have stayed. That's why I moved it. I said, sure enough, they're gonna tow this thing. We might as well move it to a safer spot. Boy, was I wrong. Anyway, so now this one's sitting here, and I could use it to go gather stuff. And so there's this guy that lives around here, stops by to smoke his cigar every night, his pipe. I guess it drives his family nuts. So we get to talking, and told him about it. He's like, what would you, and I told him, because he's wondering why I'd bother with it. I told him, I said, what do you think the guy's going to tow it's going to do with it? I said, all I got to do is find a way of, the key's in it. I said, even if I got to buy a battery, I just put a battery in it. The starter will move it 1,000 feet. I looked it all up. So I'll just move it 1,000 feet, just on the starter or by my own strength. I got 1,000 feet right here without having to move it off the flat. But I 1 to 3 p.m. on Tuesdays is no parking, so once a week for a few hours I gotta find a way to get it off the street until I get title for it. But I think they have what they call non-op out here, and I'm gonna find out what that's all about, because that might be something I can, because I don't want to do it illegal. I don't want any problems. And when I stopped drinking, I got rid of all sorts of stuff that I changed my ways and stuff, and I think it's why I was lying, because you can't tell the truth in this world. You tell the truth and people are going to get angry with you. Well, I was getting angry at myself for telling the truth to them, to help make them happy. I'm not doing it anymore. You want the truth, I'll tell you the truth. If I think it's going to hurt your feelings, I'm going to tell you it's going to hurt your feelings. But if you still want to know the answer, I'm going to give it to you. And it's a huge relief off my shoulders. And I literally have to tell people, we might not ever talk again. Because I've been holding back all sorts of stuff about you. But why am I holding it? It's their problem, not mine. I'm holding all those problems. Not anymore. So, you want the truth from me, you're going to get it. And I've been trying to figure a lot of that all out. And I don't think I had any of those thoughts or feelings until a few years after I got out of high school and college. Well, college was much later, but after I got out of high school, a few years after that, I started realizing that I think that's what my sister was talking about. You start altering, at least I did, the truth to some degree to make it softer to hear. And then one day, you catch yourself just, fuck it, lying. Because it's easier, you think it's easier to keep track of all of the lies. And when you're in normal life, you probably can balance it somehow. You get caught once in here and there and everything else. It works out for you. if I figured out what my gift is. I told you I look for the positive in everything. When I got whacked in the head, I can't remember how to lie. I can tell you lies all day long. 2 hours later, you're gonna catch me because I don't remember I told you it. So I have to tell you the truth. I mean, if I don't tell you the truth, 2 hours later, you're gonna know it anyway. So that's my blessing. And at first, it was irritating people. People told me I was an a-hole because I couldn't stop. I looked at them. Finally, it took me. It's almost 4 years now. I got whacked in the head. It took me that long. Well, truth is, I was drinking that whole night, most of that night. So it's probably not a fair assessment. Although it is, because even when I was drinking, I always tried to figure out why. How you doing today, brother?
Good. Good morning, and stay happy.
Yes.
You got this.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. Here you go.
He goes running by every day. He always makes sure to say hi because he says he stopped to talk to me one day because I'm always smiling. He says, "How come you can be out here and so happy?" I said, "You have no idea." And I don't know if this affects my thing or not, but my phone's ringing and it's scam likely, so I'm not dealing with it. But anyway, he runs by every day, and he stopped in one day and was asking me, how it could be, because you could tell that I'm not supposed to be out here, especially not drunk. I mean, when I have conversation with him, you're not expecting it out of a homeless person, and so they're like, "What are you doing out here?" And I told them the story about my wife and all that, and being lost, and they understand that. And they're like, "How come you smile?" And I said, "I smile because I tell everybody the truth." I said, "It usually pisses off people, but," I said, it keeps all the a-holes away from me." I said, "If that's going to make you upset that I'm telling the truth, then it's perfect buffer." I said, "They don't like me and I don't like them." That's why he's going by now. He's always looking to see if I'm still smiling. I'm always smiling. So he says, "Just keep it up." You probably heard him. That's what he's talking about. You got this. And he's trying to do it himself. Told you, I'm going to convert Santa Monica, whether they like it or not. You can't go for your daily run all pissed off and upset about what's coming for the day when some a-hole is sitting on the sidewalk talking to you guys happy as can be. That's what he's thinking. He's got to go to work and tell all his buddies, "Jesus, this guy, we got it all messed up." This guy, he's got it all figured out. He's got people that come and feed him. He's always smiling. He's got it all figured out. That's what he's saying when he runs by. And I mean, you can see him, but he's going like this, pumping his fist, saying, "You got this. You got this." That's how much he's enthused by it. Just me sitting here doing nothing but what I'm gonna do anyway. So anyway, how long about? Oh my God, yes, 14 minutes. Oh, this is the morning one, and I didn't do an evening one. It was Sunday, and wow, he just barely cleared his tire.
You want a waffle?
Sure.
I bought 2 for $5, and I'm gonna eat 2, man.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it's still kind of warm.
Hey, thank you so much, sir.
All right, man. Cool.
God bless you.
It's clean up there. I promise.
Oh, it's all good.
Like I said, I'm a big guy that doesn't think like this. I'm gonna go visit my auntie up there.
I appreciate
All
you,
right,
brother.
Have a good day.
You too. I got free Burger King this morning. Another one of the people who comes by constantly. He likes the two-for specials. So whatever his two for and he's in the mood of, I get the other one up. And today he's in the mood for Whoppers. And I can tell you, he always orders these things up, especially he's from Poland. They're this, however he does it. Let me give you their chicken breast sandwich. They have the 2 for $5. He ordered it up. Oh my God! It's you think it came out of not the Ritz, but it definitely belongs in a middle class restaurant. The way he dresses it up, he gets it with it's just the chicken breast sandwich, the fried one, on the roll, the long one, not the brown one, but the long one. He gets it with onions, tomato, heavy mustard, heavy pickles. And it sounds horrible. With, yeah, you can have it either way, with or without cheese. It was up to I like cheese. But with cheese, it's delicious. And he said, if you ask him, because it's Burger King, he said, you ask him, it's really good. He gets them grilled. And that's the trick. So he gets the onions grilled. He even has them grill the tomatoes. So it's all grilled. You have to try it. It's Burger King. They make it your way. So when you get this thing, it is the bomb. I hate advertising for Burger King because of all of the crap that company and their franchise has done to me. But then that's the only way I know it. That's the place he shops, so I get to eat there still. But that is a sandwich, and you gotta ask it made that way. Heavy mustard. I'm gonna ask him next time. It's gonna cost him extra, and I know this, but I know it won't bother him. But I want to see what it tastes like with bacon. But that's heavy mustard, grilled onions, and he puts the tomato grilled, one side each. The chicken breast, obviously. And I get mine cheese and the heavy pickle. And I'll tell you how this, because it's still hot, and it's way early. Might not be. Anyway, I think that's good enough for now. Have a great day. Smile. I've already shown you today, a jogger going by smiling and a guy bringing me a sandwich. I see him, not all the time, but when he goes to visit his mother. When he's going by, he stops at the Burger King, buys himself the 2 for something, and I get one of them. So anyway, you have a great day. Smile and be happy.